Okay, my name is Jvanette Skiba, and I am the Training and Film Screening Coordinator for the Resiliency Task Force. We are going live right now with one of our mini trainings. We're offering several this week. This is our first this week, this Monday at noon. We just want to keep you connected and resilient. So we thought this would be a great idea, a great way to reach people and share these skills widely. I am going to pause for just a little while to see how many viewers we have come on before we get started. Feel free to leave a comment. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those questions in the comment section so that everybody can see. If there's a private comment or question that you have, feel free to message us, and we'll get started in just a few minutes after we get some more viewers on. Hi there. We have a couple viewers on right now. One thing I'd like to mention is that our Facebook Live events are recorded on our Facebook page. So if there are any videos that you'd like to go back and see from these mini trainings, you can find them right here on our page. I've been so excited to bring these trainings. They're definitely timely. They will be short, just 20 minutes to 25 minutes of some of our basic skills. And our hope is that using our subcommittees, the Resiliency Task Force subcommittees, will be able to have a farther reach, be able to support those on our committees, but then also give them something that they can share within their spheres of influence, in their workplaces, with their families. Just some ways that we can all build community and learn some really important skills to help us through this time in our work, with our families. And as you jump on, I see a couple more viewers. As you jump on, feel free to leave a hi in the comments. I'm very grateful that you're joining us today. Some things we're going to look forward to with other trainings. We'll be looking into other capabilities with screen sharing and maybe even using our Zoom as a Facebook medium as well. So if you want to stay tuned for that, I will try to keep you all updated as I am. Hi, Christy. Good to see you on. We'll give it one more minute. That'll be our 5-minute mark, and we'll get started. Again, like I said, these videos will be saved on the Facebook page. You'll be able to access them later and share them. We are adding a couple more viewers. That's great. Hi to the ones that just signed on. Hi, Evelyn. How are you? Okay. Again, my name is Jvanette Skiba, and I am the Training and Film Screening Coordinator for the Resiliency Task Force, New Hanover County. We are offering many trainings. Our subcommittees are our target audience with hopes that they are supported in this time, but we are hoping that they'll also be a point of contact to sharing those resources that we learned today within their spheres of influence in their workplace with their families. And again, this model that we recommend, one of the models we recommend with the Resiliency Task Force is the Community Resiliency. It was a model written by Elaine Miller Karras from the Trauma Resource Institute out of California. They have come up with a set of 6 wellness skills, self-care skills to help us manage stress in our daily lives and to become more resilient. The outline for today is basically learning what our resilient zone is, learning some help now skills, learning about tracking and resourcing, and learning about an app that the Trauma Resource Institute offers called iChill. Some things I want to note before we get started. There's a document on our webpage, on our website, called the Basic 3 Help Now skill document. And that is from the Trauma Resource Institute that we've been allowed to share. And if you would visit our website, it is nhcbouncesback.org. And on that website, you can look in resources to find this document, and you can use it to follow along for subsequent trainings, just for your own knowledge too. But I wanted to make you aware of that. I also wanted to make you aware of our other trainings to come. Tomorrow specifically, we'll have our noon training that is focused towards our art subcommittee. And we'll have a 3 p.m. training that's focused to our ages 0 to 8 subcommittee. Those will be hosted by some great trainers, Kelly Purcell, Mindy Davis, and Kelly Puzan. So without further ado, let's get started on our skills. As I said earlier, we want to be able to manage stress so that we can be our best selves for ourselves, but also for the people we are serving right now. And the Trauma Resource Institute, or the Community Resiliency Model, specifically uses the term resilient zone to describe that space where we can manage the stressors of daily life, but still feel like we're in control, that we can bounce back, that we have a balance of mind, body, and spirit. Sometimes that resilient zone can be really shallow. I like to think of it as shallow and deep. And what we want to do is make that resilient zone deeper and deeper. That way we can manage more stress without being bounced out of our zone or bumped out of our zone. I know during this time, our resilient zones are probably more shallow than usual because we are all experiencing too much too fast all together collectively. So what I'm trying to do is make sure I use these skills to deepen my resilient zone, that space where I feel in control, or where I feel like I'm my best self. And in that resilient zone, you can feel a wide range of emotions, of sensations. You can be happy in your resilient zone as well as sad in your resilient zone. You can be excited or you can be angry, but you still feel in control. It's those times where we're bumped out of our zone, like I said, where we don't feel like we're in control. We don't feel okay. Some people call the resilient zone our okay zone. And this is where we may be bumped high in mania or anger, or bumped low with anxiety or depression. And the goal is for us to be able to maintain that sense of balance in mind, body, and spirit, regardless of where we are within that zone of feeling angry or feeling happy or sad. So when we get to a place where we are bumped out of our zone for an extended period of time or over and over again, that's where we can get stuck, and it really changes the way our brain responds to those stressors. So it's very important that we use skills to get back within that zone. And when things are coming too fast or too much, we can think of starting with help now skills. And those are a rapid reset. Those skills are something that we can employ that immediately reset our nervous system. So we're going back to the nervous system throughout this training because that's foundational. How our nervous system perceives stress or threats is the basis by which we respond to those things. So, our help now skills are really those rapid resets that we can do immediately to get us back into our bodies, so to speak, back into that resilient zone. Help now skills are things you can do like drink a glass of water, name the colors that you see in a room, listen to the sounds inside or outside, pay attention to sounds that you hear in the room and try to name what you hear. Those are things that literally make our nervous system have to tune in to those things so that it resets itself. Foundational to CRM or CRM, as we like to call it, is tracking. And tracking is paying attention to those sensations in the body. The sensation is really the language of the body. It's how the body kind of takes notes on what's going on. And it's a lot of the time upstream of our consciousness. I'm sure you've been in a place where you felt so anxious or even angry that you can't remember what you said or even what you did. And that's because our bodies perceive a threat, and those sensations that we feel kind of loop because it can be said that we're wired for negativity, really to protect ourselves and that kind of primal part of our brain. So with tracking, we want to be aware when our body is experiencing those unpleasant sensations, those unpleasant physical feelings that we associate with highly stressful events or trauma or fear, some emotions that we may be feeling right now. We want to identify how our bodies feel in that moment, and that's tracking. But we want to discern between those unpleasant sensations and pleasant or neutral sensations so we can guide our focus toward those pleasant or neutral sensations that come from resources. And resources are things that we can think of that bring those pleasant and neutral sensations, things that bring us a sense of calm and things that bring us a sense of peace. The back to tracking, the key is being aware of what's going on in our body. This has been a stressful time for everybody. For me specifically, I've loved being able to have my family home together because I like to continue that language of we are safe at home by staying home and really being grateful for our time together. But for some people, that may not be a sense of something that brings calm or peace. And there are times when I have been bumped out of my zone this weekend, last week, hearing news or um, just interacting with people only through this virtual medium that we're using, those times can have bumped me out of my zone. So I've had to really practice tracking and practice, okay, why am I feeling this anxiety? What sensation is attached to the anxiety? It's the tightening of the throat or the tightening of the chest. Even now, I've noticed the pain in my temples that I didn't really notice before. So, as I think about those things, as I track those sensations, I have to intentionally think about a resource that brings pleasant or neutral sensations, which are generally things that bring me a sense of calm or a sense of peace. So, I've been really intentional about spending time outside and feeling the sun to reset my nervous system. Feeling the warm sun on my skin has definitely become a new resource for me. Usually, my resources are thinking of my children or thinking of the camellias in my yard. As I've mentioned before, those really tend to give me a sense of peace. But my camellias have gone away. They have peaked, and my azaleas have peaked and gone away. So I've had to find a new resource. And I noticed I went outside one day, and the feeling of the warm sun on my skin really gave me a sense of relaxation where the tension in my shoulders relaxed. And I was able to key into that because I had the skills of CRM to know that tracking that sensation would help me reset my nervous system. And it's even helping me now, that resource of the warm sun on my skin. I can think about that now and actually feel my body respond to the memory of that and have the actual sensation kind of come up in me. Um, and that's how our brain is wired. Like I said, it can be like a negative bias to protect us, but we can also use that negative bias and flip it on its head. That thing that wires us for negativity, we can flip it on its head and wire ourselves to remember that resource so that in those times where we feel bumped out of our zone, we can return to that place. So that place that's pleasant or calm. So I see people liking. I want to give you guys a moment to respond. Are there any questions or any resources that you'd like to share? I just want to give you a moment, check in with everybody. Okay. All right. So nobody has any questions right now. But if you do, as I said before, we do have a document on our website, nhcbouncesback.org, that you can access that talks about these basic 3 skills, our Help Now skills, um, the tracking and resourcing, your resilient zone. Those are all outlined in that document, and we want you to definitely access that. Um, and feel free, once you see that, if you have more questions, to get back to me. My email address is jv as in Victor, ANETE at ciskapefear.org if you have any questions that you'd like to ask about these trainings. But we're going to back up and revisit tracking and resourcing, because I feel like that is so important to CRIM. Tracking is foundational, and resourcing is something that you can access at any time. Remember, a resource is anything that brings you a sense of calm, a sense of peace, that you associate with a pleasant or even neutral sensation. Again, I'll go back to the sunshine on my skin, feeling that warmth. it really resets my nervous system right now in this time. Yes, the sunshine has been a great resource. I'm definitely grateful for that. Um, we also talked about today Help Now. Again, like I said, those are rapid resets. Those are things you can do immediately to get your nervous system back online, um, to get your nervous system reset so that you can come back into your resilient zone and be present within your body. Drinking a glass of water. I have my glass of water right here. um, Naming colors in a room, as I mentioned before. Going and finding a painting and actually picking out all the colors in the painting actually helps me. I've actually tried that a couple times this weekend. Um, and I know there are different resources, different Help Now skills that people use that I've heard reported on that are really helpful, like pushing against the wall is a Help Now skill, that heavy work. Even going and lifting things outside. Some people actually consider using crates of books for children who need a reset, having them do that heavy work of lifting a crate and taking it, giving them a task to do, that brings them back in their body as well and helps them to build resilience. So again, all of these skills are really here for you to build resilience, to stay in your resilient zone. Um, if you need any other assistance, like I said, we are here to help. There's one specific resource that I'd like to share with you. It's called iChill, and that's also from the Trauma Resource Institute. And it is an app you can get on your phone. You can also go to www.ichillapp.com to find the app online. And everything we talked about today is included on that app. They have the Help Now skills, they have tracking exercises, resourcing, and it's a great handy way to access the skills of CRM from anywhere. I'm going to pull mine up on my phone right now. It has been retooled, and if you can see, well, I guess it's just going to be light, but it's an iChill overview that tells you everything about the app. It gives you a resilient zone that you can kind of grade yourself. Where are you on your resilient zone right now before you start using the app? It gives you a rundown of the skills, gives you skills to use, and then it also gives you a way to monitor your resilient zone after you've employed the skills. Very well thought out app that you can download at any time. It also has a lot of the things I talked about today being in your resilient zone. It has a slide that shows your okay zone. It has a slide that shows being stuck high or low. And it gives you a way to manage your resilient zone and tell how and where you've come from before using the skills to after the skills. So I hope that you get that app. You can find it in the App Store. Again, it's iChill, or you can go online to www.ichillapp.com. I just want to thank you for your time and for joining us for this training. Again, the trainings this week will be targeted to our subcommittees. Today's target audience was our first responders and justice. We hope that you guys share this widely. You can tune back in tomorrow, where we'll focus with our arts subcommittee and our 0 through 8 subcommittees at noon and 3 p.m. respectively. Please reach out. Let us know how we can support you during this time. Share these skills with each other, and we will most certainly build a more resilient community. Thank you so much. Have a great day.